most people come into this container wanting a plan. Like they want the roadmap to follow because they don't know what steps to take or where to go. And the thing is that having a plan or having a roadmap is just a starting point. Like it can give you some reassurance that you're on the right track or that you're not wasting a bunch of time or energy or going in the wrong direction. But ultimately, like the bigger picture of the goal of why they come is to have a successful business and to have a freedom lifestyle. And those things are very subjective. You get to decide what a successful business looks like, what that means, and you get to decide what a freedom lifestyle looks like and how that feels. I'm not here to tell you what that is. I'm here to guide you to make those definitions and explore those things. And so what can happen is like these things start to become more clear and they start to embody these things and experience them. But then they think back to why they came here and they're like, but the plan, the roadmap, the steps. And I'm like, yeah, but none of that matters because look at where you are. Like, look at the life that you have and the business that you have. That is actually why you came. So if you need me to give you specific guidance or recommendations or like come up with like a system or a process that you can repeat that makes sense for you, we can do that. But a lot of the time it's just not necessary because it's just really about reframing. Well, I came in thinking it was going to be that, but now I realize it's actually this. Like living your life and experiencing what you came here to have is everything. And the program itself doesn't matter.
So the biggest thing that I've taken away from having, gone through this program and come in exactly like that, which is another little sign that I have up on my wall here that just says plan enough. Because I am an overplanner and it gets crazy because it is just part of the brain wearing. But really anchoring in and grabbing onto plan enough that my brain does not freak out and say that I am not doing enough. Because planning and doing are two different things. Planning enough to have a foundation and then being able to flow from there.
Yeah, and that's where the self-trust comes in. Because
Absolutely.
You can plan to a certain extent, but there's no way you can plan for every possible scenario. Like, no way. Like, what you're doing is you're just practicing using those muscles those exact same muscles that you're going to use when you come to actually face that new situation. And so much of entrepreneurship is new situations that you've never seen or come across before. But you need to be able to trust that you can handle that. And so I'm always trying to point to the connection between those things. It's not that, oh, I haven't done this specific project, so I can't do it. No, it's like, what are all the things that you have done that point to the fact that you can trust that you can do that and how to express that in a way that feels true for you.
So many people are looking for a recipe or the solutions, and there are strategies and tactics that can work. However, we totally have to build our self-trust alongside of it, or even foundationally, or else you move forward trying things and pursuing things, but oftentimes being out of alignment with yourself. I always say your biggest catalyst for personal growth, spiritual growth, healing every untouched wound is starting a business or entering a position of leadership. And for me, starting that business 11 years ago was hugely transformational. And I mean, it blew wide open every untapped thing that needed to be looked at. And we will not have enough time for all those stories, but everything you confront on all the people pleasing tendencies, the overachiever, the over delivering, all the things I navigated with becoming an employer and growing a brand and all the responsibilities. And so there's definitely, it's been a constant, but I can see a couple of the key experiences that have become the greatest catalysts for this. And I think anyone that wants to pursue just more of what you love and pursue business leadership or creative art, that's going to require you to go on this journey.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think about my day to day now, and I think about how far I've come in terms of being able to trust myself and still coming up against challenges, pushback, hate, all that kind of thing, like where people have their own idea of what your life should look like and what you should be doing. And like, oh, if you're using your time well or wasting your time or like, and it's interesting because we had those perspectives too. And so, Andrea, you talk about coming into business at age 49. I mean, I don't think there is like a time that is best. Like, I really don't think there's a best time because it's just whenever we feel that calling or whenever our circumstances kind of push us in that direction. And I think like part of it is because of what Amber shared, that it blows everything open. You can't hide behind anything anymore because there's no one there to hide behind. It is all you, which can make it the most empowering thing and the most terrifying thing at the same time.
Yeah, I think that's where a lot of the folks that I've talked to that are either just starting out, or when I've talked to folks that what it was like when they were starting out, is that explosion. That explosion that is almost a realization of now, if that makes any sense. I live in the now. So many people do not do that. They're either haunted by the past or they are anxiety attacking about the future, but very few people live in the now. And that's one of the benefits when you're working for yourself, is you can take the day and just be now. Like, yes, there's things to worry about, business growth and projections and all that stuff, but you can really be present in yourself and in your work, which shows, because I think that folks that are freelancers and folks that are running their business do so much better work than any kind of corporation can, because they're personally present. And that presence, it makes such a difference in the way that you connect with people, but it is such a mind shift. I mean, it's literally like just a brain explosion where you're just like, I am in control of my destiny. I cannot control anyone else. I can control how I react. I can control my movement forward. I can control where I put my energy, and I can say no and no more. So that's where a lot of this comes from. And so it is almost a metaphysical within the physical, to be able to just really get into your head and be able to do that, because we are not taught by the society to trust ourselves. We are taught to trust people that are in authority. We are taught to trust people that have more experience than us. But how did they get that experience? They got it by taking step by steps. So being able to trust yourself and understanding that you are the vehicle for that change, you're that vehicle for that progression forward, is a huge, it is again a huge leap, but it is also so freeing. Like, you can exhale for the first time because you're like, you know what? I can't control the world. I can control this. And it's not like, crazy control freak kind of stuff. It's, I'm okay. It's okay.
Yeah. I think that because it happens over time, a very long period of time, there's little bits of moments where we do trust ourselves. There's moments where we don't trust ourselves at all. There's moments where we're kind of in between and doubting, and it can be, I think that the only time we really notice it and we really have that intentionality around it is when there's a huge change. Like, I'm starting a business or joining a program like this or moving to another country, or, those kinds of big life changes where it forces us to be like, okay, what am I bringing with me? Like, who is the version of me who's coming into the next chapter of my life?
So it's the brain shock that like breaks everything down. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, what am I putting back in?